Afternoon. This is Minister Peaceful Poet. The name of this video is Should We Ban Sharia Law? This question keeps coming up on X, and I'm sure it's other places as well. And I make my comments. I reply to these posts, and I make my comments. And still, the question still keeps coming up. It keeps coming up over and over and over again, and it's frustrating. So I decided I'm just going to make this video, and I can just post it in the comments. And that way I don't have to do so much typing. It's frustrating. And I guess I'll begin from, I'm just going to give you a little bit of history about myself. I joined the Navy in 1977. And the first time that I went out on liberty, at that time, they just made it a rule that when we went on liberty, we were not allowed to wear our military uniforms. We had to wear civilian clothes. And I'll explain to you why. Because we would walk down the street and people would drive by and they'd throw bottles at you. They would call you names. They would spit at you. And they hated us. Why? I was shocked. I was surprised. But we were hated for no reason whatsoever. We were hated. And everywhere you went, somebody would try to pick a fight with you. I went to a church once, and the sermon was how Navy sailors worship Satan. That was the sermon from the preacher, and this was a Protestant church, by the way, right at the end of our pier. There, just for us. That church was just for us, and this is what the preacher preaches, that we follow Satan. And my own father told me that the only reason people join the military is because they're losers. Yeah, that's the way it was back then. I know people today, younger people today, probably don't realize that this is how it was, but this is how it was. We were hated for no reason. And why were we hated? Well, because everybody hated us. That's just the way it was. And then Desert Storm comes along and everybody loves us. And why does everybody love us? Because everybody loves us. That's why. Because everybody follows the crowd. That's all they do. Everybody follows the crowd. They don't think for themselves. They never read a book. They don't have an opinion. They just believe what everybody else believes. They just believe what people tell them. They just believe just like everybody else. And that's how I'm going to start this out, because that's how it is. That's how you people are. You make this post about should we ban Sharia law, because you know you're going to get a lot of clicks, and it's going to make you popular. And this video probably ain't going to make me popular at all, but I really don't care. I'm going to make it anyways. I don't care how many haters I make. I don't care if you all hate me, because you all once hated me once before anyways. So there ain't nothing new. Sharia law is the law of the Muslim religion. Okay? Every religion has their law. And if you ban Sharia law, you will ban the Muslim religion. And I'm thinking, well, I shouldn't really care. Why should I really care? You know, because the high courts won't allow it. The high courts won't allow such a law, because in America we have freedom of religion. But then I thought, well, you know, we had slaves, we killed Indians, and we burnt witches to the stake, and all of that stuff was unconstitutional, but we did it anyways. So maybe I do need to make this video. In America, we have freedom of religion, and I'm pretty damn proud of it. And I took an oath to defend the Constitution, and I will keep that oath, and I will defend the Constitution to the end of my breath. And if you ban Sharia law, you will ban the Muslim religion. And I know people make these comments, oh, we should deport all the Muslims. They should all be deported. Well, you know what? You should be deported. Every freaking one of you. Every one of you assholes should be deported to China, because you're all fucking communists, every damn one of you. And I'm not too happy. I'm sorry. I thought, well, maybe I should try to be nice, but I'm gonna hit you with this. Okay, let me give you some history that you probably didn't, you knew, but you just ignored it. You know, there's a country called England. And in England, there was a church. And the name of this church was the Church of England. And if you weren't a member of this church, off with your head. And this is the way it was. And by the way, they burnt witches too. Yeah, that's what they did. They burnt witches also. That's where we got it from. So there was a group of radical individuals, nonconformists, whatever you want to call them, who decided not to follow the Church of England. And they were called the Pilgrims. There were lots of them. And the powers that be there decided, well, there's too many of them. We couldn't kill them all. It'd take too long. So let's just send them all to America. And that's what they did. And that's how America started. And when we fought the Revolutionary War and we won and we became our own nation, one of the very things that we put in that Constitution was freedom of religion. And the purpose of that is that the government can't make you follow a certain religion. So you might think we're a Christian nation and everybody in this nation should be Christian, but no. Everybody in this nation does not have to be Christian. They can be Muslim if they want to be. They can be Buddhist. They can be whatever they want to be. And they can still be American. Because that's what American is all about. Freedom of religion. And some of you will say, oh, well, you know, the Sharia law is really wrong, man. A lot of you don't know anything about the Muslim faith. You really don't. You only know what somebody told you, what you heard on Fox News or some other friggin' crazy pundit who just like you, just trying to make a bunch of clicks and become real popular. You play onto the crowd, and that way you become real popular. A Muslim made a comment in one of these threads explaining that in Sharia law, if a Muslim goes into another country, they're not allowed to force those people in this other country to follow their religion. And they have to abide by whatever laws that nation has. And I apologized to this person. I said, I'm sorry you had to post this. Because no one in America should have to defend their religion. Because in America, we have freedom of religion, and this is very important. This is very important. This isn't a little thing. This isn't small. But yeah, a lot of you think you know what Sharia law is all about. You think that Sharia law allows for people to marry children and all kinds of weird stuff like that. But you don't know. You don't know. You just believe what somebody else told you. Anything in Sharia law that is against local, state, federal laws, they can't follow. Okay? So there is no reason to ban it. There's nothing that they can do that's illegal. And they can witness to you. They can convince you to become a Muslim if they want to, just like a Christian can convince you to become Christian if they want to. But they can't force you to be Muslim, and they can't force you to be Christian, because this is America. And if, as you're afraid, the Muslim faith is going to take over the country, well, then that's because the Muslim faith, maybe it's better than the Christian faith. Maybe, if it takes over. But it's still American, because in America, we have freedom of religion, and you can follow any friggin' religion you want to. And no, Sharia law shouldn't be banned. Shouldn't be banned. It's stupid. What you're going to have is, you're going to have Muslims trying to follow their religion, and they're going to be thrown in jail for it because they're following Sharia law. And that's wrong. That's un-American. And all of you who support this, just because everybody else supports it, because you just do what everybody else tells you to do, or do what everybody else does because you just want to be popular. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to have friends. Okay, but nobody has an opinion of them. Nobody has their own opinion. They just follow what everybody else follows. They just believe what everybody else believes, and it's disgusting. It is. And all of you who say, yes, we should ban Sharia law, this is what I say. You should be deported. You should be deported. You should be sent to China. You should learn what it means to not be free. If that's your attitude about freedom, then you should lose it. You should not have it. You should not be free. The Constitution should not apply to you because you do not protect it. You do not believe in it. You don't even know what it is. You probably never even read it. Thank you. That's all I got to say.